Well, look, that leads me on to my next topic, which is Michael Schumacher. He had won the previous 3 world titles going to that. Now, did you treat him differently on the track? Tell us now, because I've got a list in front of me of all of some of the incidents you guys had. I'm thinking in the tunnel in Monaco 2004.
But
Imola,
he screwed up there.
Imola 2004 at Tosa.
Yeah.
I think you were trying to go around the outside, and you said afterwards he's either blind.
Well,
what did you say? He's blind or stupid?
Yeah, blind, stupid. And so the Tosa one is they were quicker than us, but we were really quick on fresh tires. Our tires, when they were new, they were really good. So if I had to pass him, I had to go straight away. And I got there, and honestly, I was okay. He drove me off the track, and I would have done the same thing. Like, I was okay with it. I tried. Like, on my side, I'm going to try. But he drove me off the track, so I'm going to, you know what I mean? And if he would have done in the interview and they asked him what happened, I said, I just drove him off the track. I would have been okay with it. But he said, I just didn't see him. You know what I mean? He played right into it.
Yeah. And you were sat ready to...
No, I'm just... Sometimes I surprise myself with the things... Like, I don't think... Like, everybody thinks then talks. I talk and think. And I end up surprising myself as much as everybody around me.
But back to my original question. Were you harder on Michael than you were other drivers?
What was annoying
because he
with
was
Michael?
Michael Schumacher.
No, the annoying thing with Michael is nobody raced him. When Michael was coming from the back, it's like, oh, Michael's coming. Everybody would get out of the way from him. And that pissed me off. Because it's like, why you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's Michael. Don't with Michael.
Do you think it was that? Or do you think it was the fact he was in a Ferrari that was so much quicker?
No, but everybody has so much respect.
So he's got them beat before he even puts his helmet on.
Yes. And my approach with racing was, I was such an asshole racing. And people thought I was so crazy that it worked. Because when I throw the car in, they knew I was going and I wasn't going to get out of the way. So you had 2 choices. You either give me room or we crashed.
Well, and that's what happened at Interlagos in 2001.
Yeah.
First season for you. You caught Michael.
Yeah. Let's say yes. The short version.
So with all of these incidents, Juan, you say you didn't talk to other drivers. When you've had an incident with Michael, whether it's a race-ending incident or an overtake, would you discuss it?
No. The only time I talked to Michael, I was racing for BMW, and he was still a Ferrari, and Norbert Hogg invited us to a party in Nürburgring after the race. And I said yes, because we were staying there for the night. And I went there because Norbert invited me, and it was Michael and Rubens, and the 3 of us got drunk, and that was it.
Can you remember what was said, or
very
was it easy between you? Because I think for all of the differences between most of you racing drivers, there are huge similarities because you've all lived the same life. You've got the same sacrifices to get to the top. There are so many. You're almost so
I'll
similar.
give you an example. Like, the relationship I had with Villeneuve when we raced. Like, it was cutthroat. You know what I mean? We hated each other. And when I started coming back to the races, we looked at each other and we just laughed about it.
Right.
And that was it.
I think that's my point, right?
Yeah, but at the point, you remember, we nearly punched each other in the drivers' meeting in Canada. In Canada, I got in his way, and he wasn't like it was one of those things that I don't know if I was doing an install. It was the first run. I was in an outlap, and he was coming. I didn't see him, and I got in his way, and he got next to me, threw the car at me, kind of went, and he brake tested me, and I said, "F it, I didn't brake." I ran into the back of him, and actually really hard, and he went, and the rear suspension fell, and he had a massive shunt, and then he blamed me for the shunt, and I'm like, screw you.
But you kind of really, I see a glint in your eye.
Of course I enjoyed it. Yeah. Of course. Because if you look at that, if you're another driver and you look at that, and I'm behind you and I throw the car in, what do you think they're going to think? Oh, just go. I don't want to have a problem. I don't want to crash.